Good damn morning, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Don't forget to give me a follow on Parler at Jericho Green on the Parler app. Also, all green gear 25% off until the end of the year. Make sure you hurry up and get it quick so it can be under your Christmas tree. Promo code Bye 2020, BYE 2020, all caps. Now, I'm about to make a controversial statement, but I stand by it, and I think you'll agree when I'm done. The controversial statement is Santa Claus is a fucking asshole. Let me tell you why. You may or may not have seen the video. I'll have a link in the description box so you can see it yourself. It's about a minute and a half. And this little boy who is at, I imagine, the mall. That's where most Santas are. And he's there to see Santa. Now let's set the stage, shall we? We all remember how we felt about Santa Claus growing up, especially when you were going to see him. You might be a little nervous. You might be a little excited that you're going to see the man that delivers presents to you on Christmas in your childlike mind. Santa is the man. Kids love Santa. He is a huge part of Christmas. Children are a huge part of Christmas. And seeing Santa and getting to directly tell the man himself what you want, damn the letters, damn your elves, damn my parents. I get to go sit across from the man who makes the plans and tell him exactly what I want. So this little boy is excited. This little boy is happy. And he's there with his mom. And he sees Santa and he sits down and Santa says, "What do you want for Christmas, little boy?" And the little boy even thinks about it. Let me get my words right because I only have one chance. There's kids behind me. I can't come back. Mom's already running late. We do not have the time to get back in line. This is my moment to shine. You ever see a movie where someone goes up to a microphone and they go, hello? And they're all nervous and it get the feedback, that loud, that feedback. That's that little boy's moment. What do you want for Christmas, little boy? And he thinks about it and he looks at Santa and he says what millions of boys are saying across the country right now to their mall Santas and what millions and probably billions of little boys have said in the past. He said, "Santa, I want a Nerf gun." Of course. What little boy doesn't want a Nerf gun? And it's probably some big ass crazy one with all these parts. You ever see the ones where you can put like 3 guns together to make one big ass Nerf gun? This little boy is in front of Santa Claus telling him he wants a Nerf gun. And also, you'll see why my promo code is Bye 2020. So this motherfucker looks at that little boy and says, "Oh no, you can't have a gun. I don't deliver guns. You can ask your daddy for that, but Santa won't deliver you a gun. Do you want something else?" And then this fool says, "You can get Legos. Legos." This boy asked for a Nerf gun that has probably been on his mind for months. He's probably been doodling, drawing Nerf guns, looking at the commercials. I remember when I was a little kid, I was probably 9, 10 years old. And I was flipping through this magazine, and in the back of the magazine was a picture of a CO2-powered pellet pistol. And it looked like a 9mm Beretta. Looked just like it. Black, had the little red dot when you flip the safety off. This is during the Lethal Weapon days. That's the gun that Riggs had. Come on. I tore that page out of the magazine, and I used to have that thing stashed in my room. And sometimes I would just take that picture out and stare at it and imagine how cool it would be having that gun and pulling it and, shooting the bad guys and shit, just whatever. Wherever a little boy's imagination takes him. And I put that picture away, and I'd be so excited to go find it again and look at it and just sit there and imagine what it would be like to have that gun. I'm sure that little boy did the same thing, and this asshole tells him, oh no, Santa doesn't deliver guns. Well then, Santa, what the fuck are you doing? Because 99.9% of little boys want a gun. And why didn't you just say, ho, 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 okay, little boy, what kind of Nerf gun do you want? Hey, Santa, bullshit him. How about that? How about you don't try to get on your fucking far leftist gun control nut high horse on this little 10-year-old and just tell him, okay, little boy, anything else? You know, like you're supposed to, you dick. Now, I'm not advocating violence, but if that mom would have walked around that table and slapped the fucking Yuletide out of that fool, I would not have been mad. If I were mall security or a cop on the scene, I would be like, oh, what's that over there? Oh, well. Oh, I didn't see nothing. What happened? What a dick, man. You're an asshole. You're a prick. You're a fucking punk for that. Why would you do that to that little boy? Knowing, even though you're a left-wing asshole, you know what little boys want. Why would you say that? And the worst part of it all is the little boy starts crying. You know why he started crying? Santa Claus, you dickhead. Because you crushed his little fucking dreams. All he wanted was to come here today and see you. Do you know how long that boy was bugging his mother to bring him to the mall? If that woman heard Santa Claus one more time, she was going to throw that boy on the roof. There's sometimes we don't even tell our kids that we're going somewhere until the day before because they will bug the shit out of us every day. If we're going somewhere on Thursday, is it Thursday yet? When's Thursday? Mommy, is it Thursday? It's tomorrow Thursday. Daddy, when's Thursday? So to avoid that for a week, we don't even tell them till the day before. So you know this little boy was driving his parents fucking nuts until he got to go see Santa Claus. He gets there and Santa Claus tells him, oh, I don't bring guns, little boy. Man, you're a piece of shit, and I hope that Santa Claus was fired. Like I said, if that mom went around that table and slapped his beard sideways, I would not have been mad. I wish you would have slapped candy canes out of that dickhead. Oh, Santa doesn't deliver. Why couldn't you just bullshit him and tell him you would? You prick. Anyway, from one turd to a bigger one, her name is Cynthia Johnson, and she's a representative, some kind of representative for Michigan, or maybe Detroit, because she mentioned Detroit. Maybe that's her district. If it is, good fucking job, lady. You up there talking shit to Giuliani, and you represent Detroit? What? That's like a hoarder coming up to you and saying, man, you need to straighten your house up. Are you kidding me? Now, I didn't look this up, but like I said, and I'll put a link to a video to this shit too in the description box, but part of it is what started it all is she was grilling Giuliani and one of the witnesses about this whole voter fraud issue. And she's asking him, Mr. Giuliani, whatever she called him, do you and Trump think that you're good men? And so whoever was in charge, the man with the gavel, he says, your questions need to pertain to this topic, to this subject that we're here for, not questioning their character. So she starts running her mouth. He's banging the gavel saying, that's enough. That's enough. But like the ghetto-ass hood rat she is, she can't shut the fuck up. She keeps running her mouth, talking over him, banging the gavel, telling her to be quiet. But she can't do that. So, she's grilling Giuliani, acting like a dumbass. So that sparks outrage from some nuts. And she starts getting death threats. Now, does she deserve death threats? No. Politicians do not deserve death threats. Even though some of them are gigantic pieces of shit, you shouldn't be calling them, giving them death threats. That's fucked up. That's childish. If you want to say something to them, say it to their face. Go to their office. Don't call, say stupid shit, and hang up. That's dumb. So I don't think the lady deserved that. But because she got these death threats, she gets on Facebook Live, a ghetto bitch's kryptonite, her downfall. She gets on social media and threatens Trump supporters. She said, this is a warning to you Trumpers. You need to tread lightly. We are not playing with you. We're tired of the shenanigans. And then she says, soldiers, you know what to do. Do it properly. Hit them where it hurts. Hit them in their pocketbook. So she gets a bunch of backlash. She ends up getting kicked off of all these committees that she's on. Good. Because you can't be talking like that all reckless when you're a fucking elected official. You don't get on your Facebook and start talking shit. So that's what she did. So she got kicked off all the committees and she's under investigation for making threats. So she gets up there and says, no, I wasn't saying soldiers like to fight. In the black community, when I say soldiers, we mean soldiers against racism and soldiers against domestic violence and soldiers against domestic terrorism. What the fuck are you talking about? That is not what soldier means in the black community. I grew up in it. I grew up listening to rap music my whole life. Rap music is supposed to, or hip hop is supposed to be the voice for the black community, right? So when you say soldiers, well, it means what the word soldier means, dummy. People who are down to handle their business. People who are ready to fight. Whatever this thing is, and not like fight with your fists, but fight whatever entity you're facing. Where my soldiers at? If you're in the streets and you got soldiers, that means you got people that carry out your bidding and probably hurt and kill people. It doesn't mean that you're against domestic terrorism and domestic violence and racism. Don't you fucking lie. That's not what you meant. When you say soldiers, that means you're mobilizing a group of people to do what you want them to do. That's what soldiers are. Don't get up there and backpedal and act like it means some virtuous shit. No, we're fighting domestic violence. Shut your dumb ass up. So I'm glad she got yanked off of those committees and she's being investigated because you can't threaten people like that. Because you're mad. No, those people shouldn't have given you death threats. That's not right. But that's where you be the bigger person, the elected official, and you go through the proper channels to maybe find these people, track their numbers, their phone numbers. Don't you have some law enforcement at your disposal? See, we get enamored and we get lost in the glamour and the glitz of these fucking politicians. Their nice clothes, the big chairs they sit in, their gavels, their offices, these halls that they conduct their business in if they're not on some stupid self-voted vacation. I remember going to the Capitol building in Sacramento. Those buildings are like cathedrals inside. The handmade woodwork, the paintings, the tiles, all the artwork. It's like you're in the fucking Vatican. It's huge, it's opulent, it's gaudy. So we get lost in the sauce of all that. And sometimes we might think that, well, since they're in that position, they must be smarter. They must be better at doing things than me because they're an elected official. They're behind a podium. There's people standing around them with earpieces in their ear. Well, this is yet another example among the millions we've had that these people, for the most part, are idiots. And we could probably do a better job than that. Those of you watching this at your work, on your way to work, with a crying baby on your hip and puke on your shirt, you could probably do a better job than dummies like her. But just because they have all of those things, all the accoutrement of being an elected official, is no reflection of their mental capabilities. That lady is a moron, and she should be stripped of her post, of her title, of her job. You don't do ignorant shit like that. You know you got dummies out there who are activated by these stupid ass words. That's why you said them. Just like James Brown. I mean, Aunt Pearl, no. What's her name? Oh, Maxine Waters. That's my bad. James Brown. I'm sorry. I get him mixed up. She used to do stunt doubles for James Brown in the 60s. When he was too tired, she would get down under the blanket, under the cape, and then go, ah, and come back. That was Maxine Waters. James Brown didn't do that. That was her part. But remember, she got out there. If you see them at a gasoline station, that just shows you how out of touch she is. Who the fuck's this gasoline station? This ain't the 40s. So if you see them at a gasoline station, you create a crowd around them. You let them know that we don't want them. Why would she say that unless she knew somebody would be activated by those words? She wanted people to do that. That's why she told them to do it. So this dummy Cynthia Johnson wanted people to do something to Trump supporters. That's why she said that. Be careful. Trump supporters aren't these discombobulated teens that is just the first time out in the sunlight from their mama's basement. Don't go around fucking with people on either side. It ain't right. And shit can happen because you don't know who you're dealing with. You don't know what people have on their minds and their hearts. You don't know how hard life has just kicked them in their nuts. Or their ovaries if it's a lady. You don't know what life has done to that person, and here you come wagging your finger in their face, telling them how fucking racist or is they are because they support Trump. And it goes both ways. But as we all know, for the most part, the shit comes from the left. We know that. Those are the instigators. Those are the ones standing outside of people's houses saying, give me your home and your property. Now, when somebody sticks something out their doorway that has projectiles in it, don't be surprised when you fools start getting shot. Don't fuck with people. You don't know what they're dealing with. They could be holding back. They could be the Hoover Dam to their life's problems, holding all this back. I got all this shit, these stupid COVID regulations. My kids are learning online. Money, relationships, life, work, whatever. They're doing their best to hold this shit back, and here you come. Be careful. You might get the brunt of all that shit that they're dealing with. And all you have to do to avoid that is mind your own fucking business and don't listen to idiots like this. Just because they're elected, just because they have a nice shiny office and a car they don't have to drive themselves, doesn't mean that they're smarter than us and does not mean that they have our best interests at heart or that they even know what that is. But I'll tell you what this is. This is my final day off, but you know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Get your Jericho Green notification tone link in the description box. Utilize the PayPal link and the Teespring link to get your green gear. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.